at Hospital Pond over in Kushtia here in Bangladesh. 58th, count it, 58th edition of Grand Platypus Open number 58. I'm of course host Yakuzaku of Yakuzaku, and with me today is la trituradora del violoncello que hace todo la gelatina. ¿Cuán genial es eso? Light underscore VIP. How we doing, Light?
I got no idea what the hell you just Well, what's up, Yaku? We are back. We are here with some beautiful GPO action. And mate, of course, we have to kick things off with the PvP.
It is in our contract. We've been able to avoid them for a while, but eventually they do catch back up a few. And here we go, starting in the bottom left-hand corner map, starting all the way in the bottom left-hand corner. The yellow Protoss player coming down from the land of Hong Kong. He is going to be representing himself. This is currently teamless. We have Bistork.
And spawning in the top right-hand corner of Oxide LE, we have the Australian Protoss. He is pink. He is, of course, representing Team Fight for Justice, the young blood himself. It is StarDuck.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong here, Light, but I feel like we were robbed of the opportunity to cast this a couple of times in these recent weeks.
Yeah, they've played each other. I think they played each other last week even. Maybe even the week before that, whether it's been in GPO or Demi-C Weekly, and you're right, we just haven't had the luxury of casting them in a very long time, but finally, we're here.
Yeah, finally, we have the matchup really was destined to be.
Yeah, exactly. Especially because I believe Bistork may have been one of the first victims of StarDuck back last year even, especially since it was a PvP. And even in recent times, StarDuck has expressed like how much his favorite matchup at the moment is Protoss versus Protoss. But on the other side of things, we were talking about how Bistork, he was on a bit of a hiatus, but now in his return, he's looking really strong, consistently being able to take games off Miyamika.
He absolutely has. I mean, he's taken at least one game in the past, three best of threes they've played in. He's gotten very close, usually in the top three, if not the top four of these weekly events that we have.
Mm-hmm.
And the most interesting thing about this particular matchup, Light, is that I feel like Bistork is the type of player that StarDuck used to want to be.
What does that mean?
You know exactly what that means.
I get you. I believe StarDuck still wants to be like Bistork. I'm gonna be real. Like, where Bistork is an incredibly unpredictable player. I think that's probably the best word to describe him. And that definitely used to be how StarDuck opened up as.
Yeah, pretty consistently. He has gone back to just refining some of the other aspects of his play to be a bit more consistent, shall we say. And it's been working out a ton for him, but as is this PvP, that can't be what you rely on, Light. You do have to have a little bit of guile. So StarDuck, he is going for that proxy Stargate.
Yeah, it's proxy gateway. So what's interesting is that Bistork did get all the way into the main base with his adept, and he's correctly responding as he spotted, hey, there's only one pylon in here. This doesn't make any sense. He saw two gases as well, so he knows he has to take this seriously. Already 3 shield batteries being thrown down.
Just like so, that Void Ray is going to be very hard to kill unless it goes far outside the range of the shield battery. Now, was able to chase down one of these stalkers and take him out with the help of one of his own stalkers. This should be enough for Bistork to hold, but I fear that eventually we're going to have a critical mass of stalkers, potentially.
Yeah, it's one of those things where we keep talking about it. It doesn't matter how many shield batteries you have, like, stalkers can still focus down and out DPS the healing of those shield batteries. As we see, the Void Ray already taking some hull damage.
Yeah, not quite enough to one-shot the Void Ray, but enough to two-shot at the very least, and that's pretty dang close.
Exactly. Bistork has to be so careful with this Void Ray. He has to babysit it as much as possible. And StarDuck, I'm sure he wanted to deal some more damage. To be fair, he's honestly not too far behind in workers, even though his Nexus was a little bit later. Like, he is ahead in that respect, and so far being able to contain his opponent to 2 bases.
Yeah, he has not too committed to this, at least not anymore.
Yeah, exactly. It is a bit of a shame that he missed this, as the Adepts look like they will be able to shade across the map. We'll see if they are able to get any scouting information, but no, denied.
Just like so. That's a lot of trouble with Bistork right now. You really got to be thinking, man, is my opponent going to commit to this? Should I make even more shield batteries?
5.
And Bistork, he wants to play out safe, and yeah, this might come back to bite him. He is keeping himself on 2 bases. Meanwhile, StarDuck already getting his 3rd up and running.
Exactly. Bistork, he's trying to get a little bit of scouting information. He wants to know the worker count at the natural. He wants to know the production capacity, whether there's a 3rd base or not. So it looks like these Adepts might finally find some information, but Bistork, he heavily committed to this defense with 5 shield batteries and 2 pylons.
Yeah, a lot more than he needed to say the least. But finally, Bistork does get the scout that he wanted to. Sees the worker count here in the natural base. Don't think he's aware of that 3rd base just yet, but that's... I mean, he already knows enough about his opponent here.
Yeah, he actually has no idea of that 3rd. And again, what's a little bit scary is that Bistork has been pumping out plenty of probes. StarDuck has been cutting probe production quite a bit. So when Bistork went into that natural, he saw that it wasn't fully saturated. So he may still think like it's like some kind of committed 2 base all in.
This is genius coming out from StarDuck.
Exactly. He looks all in because he kind of is, but he's not. Oh no! Wait, there's no energy.
No shield battery here, but well,
because he threw down the stasis.
That's why you don't throw down the stasis sword. But actually, the stasis sword is helping out a ton. Void Ray almost going down. Bistork has to be so careful, and yeah, SimCity kind of working against his favor over here.
Yeah, it was a really weird scenario where he threw down the stasis and went to harass, but he just had no energy to do anything. And if he had full energy, he would have killed so much. He would have dealt so much damage here. Like there was nothing ready for it. Meanwhile, StarDuck is still outside the natural. Oh, Bistork going to jump on in, gets a Void Ray.
You never want to underestimate how much value that can really have. This Sentry is just about out of energy right now. That Guardian Shell will not hold up anymore. And it's kind of painful to say, but I feel like Bistork has missed the timing to break out of his contain. If he pushed out earlier on when he had StarDuck's force cut in 2, would have been able to get a lot more done, but for now he is still straggling behind quite a bit.
Exactly. Finally, he's trying to get it. Well, he's trying to get his 3rd up and running. StarDuck, he's looking to deal as much damage as he can. A little bit over ambitious there, trying to focus down the Nexus. I don't know if you saw earlier, he almost one-shot that Void Ray as well. So close to going down.
It definitely was. I think in the end he just got a Sentry. The Void Ray does go down, but you do have to ask: has its use come to an end?
We'll find out as StarDuck is being forced all the way back home where his reinforcements are. I mean, luckily for Bistork, there's no stack defense here ready for StarDuck. Like, there's no shield batteries whatsoever. So with this Immortal, maybe he can push on through.
It's definitely looking pretty likely. The Blinks have been looking a lot better for Bistork at the moment. Meanwhile, even more harassment getting done. Never underestimate that Oracle.
Oh, yeah.
They said it couldn't get anything done. It had too low energy.
It finally... Yeah, it finally got some damage done. It did get dealt with, unfortunately, so it did go down in the end, and now StarDuck, he's looking to counterattack. He's ahead in workers, he's got Blink, he's got +1. Just quickly checking, actually, Bistork completely neglecting his upgrades.
Yeah, he threw on the Forge earlier on, but I would not be surprised if he just got that for cannons. That was... Okay, that was bit of a worse flank than I thought it would be coming out from StarDuck. Not quite enough charge that's coming in from the back. Guardian Shell really helping out the stock as a Bistork at the moment. And of course that Immortal in the back, that is something that StarDuck rather, has to be really careful of.
Exactly, like it's doing so much for Bistork. It's really what's keeping him in these fights. Despite being down in upgrades, like he has that robo production. But speaking of, like the further this goes on, the better it is for StarDuck. Like he's already got +2 on the way. Bistork still 0-0.
Yeah, he's definitely hurting a lot for it. Really just goes to show you how much Nexus timings can really affect things.
Yeah, it really can. I mean, I'm sure it's just the Bistork's mind. Like, as you said, like, he has the Forge in his natural, he's just not using it.
Shaking my head.
Oh, boy.
Alright, this is, I mean, let's try how I feel about this choke point near light, but the blinks for Bistork have been absolutely fantastic, and it's actually drawing StarDuck to fight away from that choke.
Yeah, exactly. It's really cool though because StarDuck, he is blinking backwards, and as soon as his Stalkers blink back, they get shield regened by that overcharge. So it's really cool to see as again Bistork, he just can't break on through, and finally he just remembered, hey, I should probably start +1.
I have some spirit minerals. Why not?
Oh god. But is it too little, too late? Bistork has to be so careful here. He does have a War Prism, so he's reinforcing here. But you know what? He actually has spotted the gateway.
There we go. About to take it down. And that's not insignificant production right now for StarDuck, but it is a massive supply cap.
Yeah, it feels bad, man. 3 pylons get thrown down. We do see StarDuck is finally starting to incorporate some Immortals into his main army. Not just that, we have a Templar Archives on the way for some of those High Templar, for those Archons. At the same time, Bistork going one step further and getting a Dark Shrine.
Might as well.
Might as well, mate.
Just round it off. I'm used to hearing when behind Dark Shrine, but at the moment I'm not convinced that Bistork is too far behind, and then I look at the income difference and I'm like, yeah, Bistork is behind. Bistork is very behind.
Oh god, oh no!
And now about to be even more so. That was a bit of an awkward position to siege up in.
Yeah, it feels bad, man. I'm sure he wanted to siege up just to get ready to start warping in a couple of DTs, but it was a little bit mistimed there. Nice to know by StarDuck, you know, he can feel safe and secure knowing that, hey, I just, you know, destroyed my opponent. His ability to reinforce across the map, and now he's feeling confident enough to push out.
Indeed, he is. Might be able to get a denial here on the 4th base of Bistork.
That he is, as he's going across the map. He does see the 4th. Meanwhile, Bistork is here meeting the army, still with that 1 Immortal.
Yeah, I'm honestly kind of surprised that he only went for 1 Immortal here. I don't think that was a cancel on that Nexus.
It was not a cancel. It was indeed a kill, and I'm surprised as well. Like, he's had the Robo, he's had the advantage of having the Robo production over his opponent for the longest time, but he hasn't really capitalized on that. You know, again, as you said, only making 1 Immortal.
That said, he did remake that Warp Prism, and now the Dark Shrine has just about finished up. He's back in the same position here, light. And a lot of the observers from earlier on have been dealt with for StarDuck, but there's still plenty of cannon, or he's getting a couple of cannons out right now, rather.
That he is, but none here in the main base. Sorry, there is one in the main. It is covering the upgrades, but we'll see how much damage the DT is going to deal. Oh, he can focus down the cannon.
Yeah, I mean, it should be able to give detection. No, it is just outside of detection range. StarDuck, he's pulling the trigger straight for it. Both players using probes left and right. But who is going to win the army fight in the end? It's looking absolutely massive for StarDuck right now.
Exactly, he's got the upgrades. He's got the Immortals as well. I believe 3 Immortals mixed in the... But the DTs!
Oh, that's no observer over here, Light. He kept it way in the back.
It's all the way back here, and finally StarDuck can turn around, but again, like, he lost so much supply, his Immortals got focused down. Oh no.
Just like so. And now Bistork is the player with the Immortal advantage, even though he has only 1 Immortal.
It's been a lot the entire game.
We're living up to its name there.
Oh god,
but yeah, DT is now once again moving outside of observer range. There are cannons over here. Makes it a lot easier for StarDuck to defend. But to what end?
Exactly, we shall see as he blinks forward. The Immortal and the finally goes down from the beginning of the game. And with that, the rest of the army of Bistork, he's down in supply, he's down in workers, down in Immortals. He's going to be evening things up in terms of the upgrades pretty soon, which is great, but like, he can't afford to lose another 4th.
But he is going to have to no side defense over at this position, trying to panic warp in an Archon just to take some damage while the rest of his units do something.
And I don't know if you saw that, but Bistork actually focused down the observer of StarDuck. So there we go. We do see some DTs being morphed in. No more detection here. Oh no, it's back. It's getting focused down.
Wow. What a man Bistork is.
He knows, man. I'm gonna just kill your detection. That's all I gotta do. Then I can just hold with DTs.
Might as well.
Might as well. I mean, it's working for now.
Another observer.
Oh god, he'll just snipe it again, mate.
But then we reached a point where StarDuck has just way too much army.
Exactly.
Doesn't even care about DTs. Or he built disruptors.
And with that,
to take out the Shimmer.
Yeah, and Bistork, he's stuck on 3 bases. He just needs a 4th. That's all he needs. But StarDuck is just not letting him expand whatever way. There are a couple of there's a DT out on that, but it's not going to be able to achieve much. Cancelled again.
Yeah, StarDuck has found the path to victory here, and he has just taken it. GG is called, and he's going to be taking game number 1.
GG, well played. As you said, StarDuck takes game number 1, and we didn't get to mention it in the middle of the broadcast, but thank you so much, Lord Loken, for gifting those 4 tier 1 subs, and even, I believe, gifting a sub to me and Micah. Yeah.
Hey, more importantly, gifting a sub to myself.
Is that more importantly?
Yeah.
Oh god, thank you so much, Lord Loken. We really do appreciate the support, and I'm sure so do those who got their subs gifted. Ooh, Kerwin got a sub as well.
Yeah, how many claps is it?
Claps?
Quacks.
It will be 5 quacks, but before we do that, it looks like game 2 will be on Lightshade.
Ooh.
And quack, 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 quack. Quack, quack, quack. Oh my god, I'm just trying to imagine. I'm trying to think of what the StarDuck song is gonna sound like.
You know.
It's gonna be awful.
Yeah. You already know.
Oh boy. Oh boy. Alright, as we are getting set up and ready for game number 2. Hey, what a way to pop off.
Yeah, this is why PvP just never disappoints you.
Oh yeah, especially when it comes to these players here. Like again, both StarDuck and Bistork, they both got that killer instinct within them. They've got a bit of that Y-axis in them, if you will.
Yeah. They've got that Y-axis, they got the killer instinct, they got some survival instinct too. Bistork with the Dark Shrine.
Yeah, yeah.
Kept him alive way longer than he really should have.
I feel like he's got the DTs, and he's got the patience War Prism plays as well, where he just keeps losing. He just keeps losing the War Prisms. I think 3 or 4 went down that game.
At a certain point, you know what? I'm not sure if I want to think about that. As we continue on our series, loading into Lightshade, LE. We're in the top left-hand corner of the map, spawning all the way in the top left-hand corner, the yellow Protoss player. He is going to be coming down from the land of Hong Kong. He is going to be, of course, representing himself, as he's currently teamless. Not Ball Pain, unfortunately, such as we wish it was the case. He is the Stork himself, the man who evades Harpoon. He is Bistork.
And spawning in the bottom right, but also lurking in the bottom left. Oh my god, he is doing it on a very interesting map. I love this. We have the Australian Protoss. I have a lot to say. The pink Protoss representing Fight for Justice. Already up 1-0 in this best of 3. It is StarDuck.
I was gonna say he's taking a rich Rasping base, but then I remember we're on Lightshade.
Exactly. So he does this, or he started doing this on Death Aura, which does have the rich Vespine base. Did you perchance happen to catch ESL Americas a month or 2 ago, where Milk and I were able to cast a player called Poker?
I I did not watch that, but I have heard the tales.
Yes, it was Poker versus Nice, and Poker, kind of like an American ladder hero, actually took down Nice in a best of 3 series, and everyone was like losing their mind, like, oh my god, he even took a game off of Zest, I believe. It was crazy. And as soon as that happened, I sent the replays to StarDuck, and I was like, no, sorry, I didn't send him the replays. I actually sent him the VOD. I was like, mate, check this out. He was like, oh my god,
we get the view.
Yeah, and he was so intrigued, and he decided to switch things up a little bit, and it looks like he's doing the exact same thing, except not on Death Aura, switching things up on Nightshade.
Yeah, he of course won't get access to any rich Vespine, but on the plus side, this is gonna make Bistork do 1,001 calculations in his head. He's thinking, oh, there's a forge in the main base. Where's the expansion? I don't know what's he's gonna counter rush me.
Yeah, a lot of weird things are happening right now. So Bistork did go for the probe scout. He saw the forge first. Also, Bistork is proxying a gateway in the middle of the map. Like, he's gonna be aggressive. He's going 3-gate blink stalker.
He's 100% calling StarDuck's bluff right now.
I mean, he knows there's a proxy, he just doesn't know what kind, and now he sees it's not just a proxy, it is a ninja.
Ninja base. I cannot believe what I'm looking at right now, Light. How did Bistork figure this? Well, we already know how Bistork figured this out.
He's like, he's doing what I do. It's like his patience like bone is tingling, or something's going on right now. And mate, this is just not going to work out for him, because you know what, the stalker is going to deny all this mining. Sure, there's a cannon going up, and oh no, never mind, there is a cannon up, but it isn't in position to like protect the pylon. Yeah,
the stalkers do outrange the cannons by just a little bit, but it is enough to chip away at some of these periphery, stack defenses. He's also got just a heck of a lot more of them. Stalkers, I mean. Bistork does. He's microing them about as best he can, depowering just about all the production right now. And it's going to take a while before that pylon gets up again, if it even gets up.
Yeah, exactly. The pylon, not just the production, but Warp Gate is being delayed or denied as well because it is depowered. Oh god, now the Adepts are going down, the Stalkers are going to be going down. Bistork should not. Oh, never mind. Because there are 2 pylons, Warp Gate should finish. Oh no, but the Robo.
It is in a lot of trouble right now. Immediately getting targeted down, and the Immortal, the potential saving grace here for StarDuck ain't gonna pop up. Meanwhile, Bistork just warping in more and more units here. He actually made a 4th pylon. That was even closer than his proxy somehow. GG is called. Bistork tying up the series sideways. 1-1.
GG. Well played. Congratulations to Bistork. He does tie up the series, and StarDuck just playing a little bit too outside the box. Yeah,
there's a reason. There's a reason you want to be doing this on Death Aura instead, where you do have access to that rich Vespine base.
To be fair, even if he did do this on Death Aura, like, Bistork probably would have found it anyway. Like, Bistork was very on point with his scouting.
Nah.
So yeah, Bistork, he's well aware. He must be well aware of this play style. I'm curious I'm really curious whether or not StarDuck actually has done this to Bistork before, because again, they played each other a couple of weeks ago, right? Where StarDuck won, so it's possible.
I like to imagine that Bistork just knows all of the non-standard builds out there. Every time a player comes up with one, Bistork, it just automatically gets uploaded into his brain. He's the keeper.
He is. He's the gatekeeper
of the lore. Yeah, or the gateway keeper, if you will.
Exactly. He's the guy outside Patience's house.
He is. He's the guy who delivers food to Patience and makes him forfeit games.
It's bad, man.
Never forget that. Just waiting on confirmation for our next map here. It is going to be StarDuck's pick.
Yeah, it's going to be on Romanticide, as StarDuck did just make the lobby without WCS Game Heart.
That's a rip.
Every time.
Shaking my head. I thought I raised you better than the StarDuck.
You did not raise him. What are you talking about?
No, but, like, you know, he's our grandson.
Oh, boy. All right.
Switching things up massively here. Go from submarine, which is obviously the shortest. No, wait, we were on Oxide. Why was I thinking submarine here, Light?
Your guess is as good as mine, mate.
It's because there's oxygen in the submarine, potentially. And we do have a quick little update on the bracket immediately. Go Joey, taking out Nobody, 2-0.
Who?
Nobody.
What?
Nobody.
Huh?
Yeah, Go Joey.
Go Joey's what?
Yeah.
GG Go Joey did take out Nobody and does move on to the next round.
But also everybody.
Except for me and my cat.
Yes. Well, I mean, yeah. It's around. Yeah, waiting on the other side. As we conclude our series over here on Romanticity. L-E. L-E, of course, standing for lovers. Emulsification. Lovers emulsification. That's when eggs or something along those lines. Could have just said lovers egg. Yeah. Yeah. In the bottom right corner map, spawning all the way in the bottom right corner, the pink Protoss player. He is going to be coming down from the land of Sydney Abba. He is the duck himself. He is a bit of the smaller bird in this particular matchup. Going to be representing clan Fight for Justice. He is StarDuck.
And spawning in the top left-hand corner of Romanticide LE, we have the yellow Protoss, hailing from the land of Hong Kong, tying up the series 1-1. This is it. This is the ace match. It is Bistork.
And I had a lot of theories in my head here, Light, of what to potentially expect, because you never know when it comes to these two players, right? Risking it all in the ace match, but yeah, none of them have been confirmed yet. I say that, as StarDuck is looking to confirm a couple of theories of mine.
Yeah, it looks like StarDuck is going to be the one to turn up the pressure here. Bistork does go in and does scout that there is only one pylon here in the main base, so he's aware that there is a proxy pylon somewhere, just doesn't know if like his opponent is actually committing. Oh my god!
As Bistork looks to return the favor over here, it's just going to be a gateway proxy coming out from StarDuck, so nothing really too scary, but it is really on Bistork right now to be able to either win the game or prevent this proxy from doing much before StarDuck reaches critical mass.
What I was going to say is that Bistork's doing the same thing. He is proxying a gateway of his own. The difference being, obviously, is that StarDuck's is much faster compared to that of Bistork, so he should be able to hit first. But because both players are being aggressive, Bistork will have a couple of stalkers out. He already has his first out, and he is hunting, looking for that proxy. Oh, he's going to find it.
These rallies slide. I fear that might just be
He saw it.
He saw it. Yeah. He sees it. And the stalkers are already in position, looking tonight at pylon from both sides of the wall here.
This is not good for StarDuck whatsoever. Like, this production is so important to him, especially, you know, because he doesn't know about Bistork's proxy.
Not only is he not aware of Bistork's proxy, he was also the first player to expand here, Light.
Oh, no. We talk about it all the time in PvP, mate. You expand, you die.
And you die.
Oh, no.
You expand at your own risk.
As we saw last game, StarDuck was the first player to expand. It wasn't his natural, but he expanded, and then he was done. And now this is looking disastrous for him. There's 4 stalkers across the map.
But I tell you what here, Light. Bistork did a half measure. He didn't make sure that the probe went down as that pylon started to get rebuilt here.
Doesn't matter. We'll see. The probes, some of the probes are being pulled. We do see StarDuck is warping in a couple of stalkers desperately, but there are just so many stalkers here from Bistork. Yeah,
more than enough to start two-shotting away at these at these starters here for StarDuck. All the boys have been pulled, and honestly, it's a decent position he's got. Bistork focusing on the stalker does mean that, there we go, the probes are able to get some very nice rounds, but I think this is the beginning of the end here, Light.
Yeah, exactly. StarDuck, he barely has any mining whatsoever. He gets one Stalker out, and immediately the Stalker does go down. He has 0 income at the moment. This is the last unit that he can pump out. Sure, he can throw down the shield, a force field, but...
does that really matter when it comes to Stalker range?
Exactly. The pylon goes down. Everything gets depowered. StarDuck has no production except for the one gateway. GG gets called.
GG is called, and Bistork, the vigilant, the bigger bird in this matchup, the big bird, shall we call him, is going to be our second player to advance to the next round, if I'm not mistaken. No, actually a fourth player to advance to the next round, Light. And this round of 4 that we've got in the upper bracket, I gotta tell you, possibly the most stacked in GPO history.
Oh yeah, this... Jesus Christ. We got the Bermuda Triangle, the Zerg-Muda Triangle here. And Bistork, he's looking to navigate his way through it.
He's just gonna try to fly over.
He's gonna try.
Maybe he's not careful, he's gonna fall into the sea. And gets eaten by the shark.
The shark, the cat, the joey.
The lobster.
We need to come up with something for Ender.
Wait, his name is Caviar.
He's also he's also French. Napoleon.
Yeah. Maquises.